Hey everyone, and welcome to our deep dive today.
We're going to be talking about a topic that
I think we can all agree is very important, but maybe
not always the easiest to talk about.
we're diving into healthy sexual relationships.
Yeah.
Looking over the sources you sent.
And there's a lot to unpack here.
There's consent, mutual pleasure.
Even specific techniques for building intimacy.
I mean,
Right.
I think this deep dive is going to be really eye-opening for a lot of people.
It's really amazing how much,
These sources cover.
yeah.
And I really like how they,
frame the whole conversation.
it's not about being an expert.
It's about understanding
But
the fundamentals.
How do we even define...
A healthy sexual relationship in the first place.
Well, and
That's what's so interesting, right?
because you think about it...
You're like, okay, yeah, healthy relationship.
But what does that actually mean? Yeah, what does that actually look like?
Like, what are the
How does
pieces
that make it up?
and the sources actually do? A really good job, I think.
Of breaking that down.
Yeah. They all highlight
Mutual respect, open communication.
on shared enjoyment.
Right.
It's not just about the physical,
It's about both people.
feeling valued and heard
Yes.
and genuinely satisfied, which honestly,
I feel like that applies to...
any relationship really,
Well, exactly.
those are the foundation.
In a strong connection.
Right. But in the
And-
nut text of relationship, it brings in a whole other layer of complexity.
Definitely.
And this is where I think
Idea is consent.
becomes absolutely crucial.
That's right.
And these sources really
The
emphasize
consent goes way beyond.
just a simple yes or no.
It's not a...
One and done kind of thing.
Right.
It's a
Talk about
conversation,
it.
an ongoing dialogue.
Yeah.
It needs to be present.
At every stage.
Exactly.
One of the sources
You
actually...
used a really interesting analogy.
They talked about a stoplight system.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
So green means...
Yes, I'm enjoying this.
Yellow means let's slow down.
Or adjust,
And red means stop.
which I thought was so smart
Yeah.
because it really highlights
How important it is to feel safe
to express your needs.
at any moment,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of whether
Things were great a minute ago.
you always have the right to change your mind.
And to feel like you can...
Voice that change
Exactly.
without judgment.
And speaking of,
Feeling good and safe.
we can't forget about...
Mutual pleasure.
Oh, yes.
That's a big one.
It's not just about...
One person's satisfaction.
It's about a shared experience.
Exactly. It's about
Creating a space where both partners...
it's comfortable exploring and enjoying it.
together, which, it sounds obvious.
But it's amazing how often...
It can get lost.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially when
Bombarded with all these...
unrealistic portrayals.
of what sex is supposed to be like.
Right.
From
These...
to social media.
Oh,
So performative.
So much pressure.
we
And then we wonder why.
we're not having these mind-blowing experiences all
Don't
the
be
time
setting ourselves up.
for disappointment.
Exactly.
But the reality is
Healthy intimacy
about so much more.
than just the physical act.
It's about connection.
It's about trust.
It's about vulnerability.
And that's where I think
These sources really shine.
because they provide
A lot of practical advice
and techniques
for building that deeper connection.
like
That technique we were talking about earlier.
sensate focus.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever
Tried that,
read about it?
but never actually tried it.
It's really fascinating.
Because it encourages couples
He's getting slow down and really
with
focused
sensations of touch.
without the pressure of having to orgasm,
Right. It's about
exploring each other's bodies.
in a mindful way.
Yeah.
And it's a great way to
Learn what you like
what your partner likes
and to just be more present.
in the moment.
And it can be really playful too. Like rediscovering
Your own body and your partner's body.
in a whole new way.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
We wrap up.
this deep
The
dive
key takeaways.
are really about shifting our perspective. It's not
Yes,
about,
checking boxes.
it's about creating
a space of mutual respect
and shared enjoyment
and prioritizing pleasure.
for both partners.
Yes.
Because when you have that foundation,
The physical intimacy.
becomes so much more meaningful.
Absolutely.
It's like the icing on the cake.
So
If you're listening to this,
Okay, this all sounds great.
but where do I even begin?
I think the best place to start
Is with yourself. Take some time to reflect
on your own needs and desire
and then communicate them.
to your partner.
Sure.
Start a conversation.
It doesn't have to be.
A big formal sit-down talk.
It can just be
Say, I was listening to this
deep dive, and it got me thinking.
about what I enjoy,
Yeah.
what I'd like to explore more.
Opening that line of communication.
Should make all the
It'd
day.
be a little scary at
That's fine.
first, me.
The rewards are so worth it.
I think that's such...
A great place to leave it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
Thank you.
for this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been really insightful.
And I think we all need to be talking about more.
Absolutely. To everyone listening,
Keep exploring.
Keep communicating.
And keep prioritizing in your relationships.
You got this.
Expert.